All right, fellas, episode 4, Kings of Monaco. We're back at you. Had a lot of engagement on the LeBeau smile. A lot of engagement on.
He's ready to go.
I know he's ready on episode 3, and we're going to talk about why we started with episode 3 later, because we'll let out some more information on that. But we have some great topics to talk about, fellas. It's going to be good. We're going to recap the Super Bowl. And we have a lot to say there, anywhere from the hangover to the season to Taylor Swift. We might bring her up again. We also have a new segment that is called the 90s Throwbacks segment. This is going to be fun for those of you who grew up in the 90s like we did. We got some stuff that you're going to want to stay and watch because it's going to be fun. And then we're going to do a then and now segment using TikTok. What did we do back then when we grew up? And then how does it compare to what we do now? So guys, you ready to rock?
Let's go.
Definitely.
Right. Cool. Before we get started, LeBeau, you had mentioned to us that you had a family member pass away, and we just want to give you a couple minutes to talk about that and to shout them out.
For sure. I definitely appreciate it. Life is precious at any point in time and all that stuff. And, we all do this because we love each other and this is part of our lives. And we hope to leave on this legacy that we've been blessed with throughout. I just wanted to give a shout out to I called her Grandma Amy growing up, and some of the people that know my background and whatnot, my cousin Phil Castillo, and her name was Amy Castillo. She passed away. I just want to celebrate her life. She was 101 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, bless God. Like that's so blessed. So I'm just celebrating her life and her welcoming into the kingdom of God. And I just want to a special thing, just throwing it out there for her. I really appreciate you guys letting me shout her out today. Appreciate
for
that.
For sure. 101. That is a blessing, man. That's such a blessing, man. Our condolences to your family, brother Tom.
Your family, brother.
Amen. Love everybody, and but what a life. That's amazing. That's such an amazing thing.
She lived a great, healthy life too. Like just 2 years ago, she's running around the yard. We had this big giant party for her 100th birthday, and she's getting around just fine and all this good stuff. So, dude, 100th birthday.
Wow.
So it was definitely a good time. It was definitely a great life for her.
Yeah, I know. My mom's about to turn 85 in June, and we're gonna throw a big party for her too. So God's
your mom still looks great. I mean, she still looks great for her age.
She's doing all right, man. She's doing all right, and no kind of sicknesses, no anything going on in her body. So definitely feel blessed. She sometimes gets more steps than I do. I don't know how she does it. Yeah, this shuffling, you get 2 or 3 per step, I think. I'm just kidding.
Flailing those arms,
she's rocking it, man. Rocking it.
That's from we have to keep up with us and beating us up when we're growing up, dude. Like that's really where it all comes from. She got tough.
I'm telling you. Man,
that was her cardio, right?
Yep. Hey, so we have some Super Bowl recap stuff that we want to talk about. We wanted to make sure that we got that right away. I know we all watched the Super Bowl, and there's a few things that we want to just talk about on this. So, one of the kind of celebrities that don't have anything to do with the Super Bowl is Jason Kelsey. He has a podcast, and he keeps showing up like on TV without a shirt and all this stuff. And he's like living it up, man. And Carlos said, "Hey, I have something to talk about with Jason, man. What do you got?"
Dude, I just think Jason is like the most relatable dude probably in the NFL these days. He's just like a real guy, just celebrating his brother's success and probably riding those coattails a little bit, which is fun.
For sure.
I see a lot of myself in Jason. That's why I like him so much. I'm definitely the freeloader. Vince celebrates something, I'll come over and drink his beer. Or if Joe celebrates something, I definitely will jump on and sign some autographs, even though people are there to see Joe. That's me, dude. So anyway,
and not bring anything and just bring Tupperware and
just bring Tupperware. I'll bring the napkins. I have a really big inventory of napkins, but I just find him to be such a down to earth dude, which is kind of crazy. I'd imagine when you get to that level of acclaim, success. I mean, he himself is a Super Bowl champ, right? So it's not like it's anything new to him. But it just goes to show how authentic he is, wearing the luchador mask while
Yeah.
the DJ was playing. I mean, that's pretty dope. I'd like to hang out with Jason Kelsey. So anyway, he's one of my favorite players these days. And I thought it was cool that he was not only having a good time himself, but celebrating his brother at the same time. I got a kick that, so they rolled. I don't know if you guys saw the footage. He was walking. I want to say after the after party, they were walking out and they showed Travis and Taylor walking like to the car, and they showed Jason just kind of like stumbling into the bush. Did you guys see that?
No,
I didn't see that
Dude,
one.
it's hilarious. I mean, guys having a good time, right? And he should. I mean, getting to the Super Bowl is no easy feat unless it's scripted. I don't know.
Wah, wah. Wait, where's the noise?
Hey, so that luchador
Wait, that's
mask,
not the right one.
what do you got?
Yeah, the luchador. Sorry.
that luchador mask. You know, he found that on the floor and just threw it on.
What?
Yeah, he found it on the floor, the dance floor.
Yeah, and
That's
his brother was
crazy.
like, and Travis was like, dude, did you at least take it to the bathroom and rinse it off? He's like, nope. He's like, I
Oh
thought
my
I was gonna
God.
have pink eye or something, but I just threw it on.
Well, I mean, I think to Carlos's point, that's why everybody likes him, because he's just like the everyday guy. He's kind of like just anybody. He's not acting, famous, not acting any kind of way other than just somebody you would want to hang out with. So I think that's what's so attractive about him for sure.
So you
What's
think
even
that
cooler-
if he would have found Patrick Mahomes underwear that he wears, like game underwear, do you think
Oh my God.
do you think he would have threw those on if he would have found those laying around, dude? Like
I
he's
could
down to
totally
earth.
hear. That's funny. You never know where these conversations are going to go, I guess. Yeah.
What's even cooler is that his wife is so tolerant of this behavior, which reminds
Yeah.
me of my wife, because I'm not exactly, like cool to be around all the time. And she's
True
just
that.
like, yeah, well, there he goes.
No,
There he
that's
goes.
cool.
Just let him be, guys. Just let him be.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, last week, we talked about the anticipation of the Super Bowl halftime show. So let's get some reactions. Like, what are we thinking? How did Usher do? How did Alicia Keys, being the guest, and all the other ones that came on the stage? What do you think, LeBeau?
I mean, I was okay with it. I think that the sound was a little off. I thought that like the opening part of it, where you're waiting for this, like anticipating like amazing opening, I don't think that kind of went there or anything like that. And then I also heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but I heard Usher got married after the Super Bowl. Did you guys hear that?
No.
No.
Yeah, I guess he got married to his longtime girlfriend after the Super Bowl, which is the weirdest thing. And I guess it makes sense. Like all their families
He's like,
are there.
if Travis isn't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
No, I actually didn't hear that, man. Props to
What
him.
did you guys think? What did you guys think of the actual halftime show, or what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I was like, it was kind of mid for me, as the kids say nowadays. It was a little mid, but I tell you one, like the artist Her, she's like one of my favorite female artists. That man, she is talented. Like
she's the one on the guitar, right?
Yeah. She is like, she's talented. She was a highlight for me, and also like it was at its peak when Little John came out. That dude just knows how to start it.
Yeah, he's like a fireball, man. Just flame
man.
All of a sudden,
like Little John came out, and then CeeLo Green. I mean, Jermaine Dupri.
CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
What was he
wearing?
What was
that all about, dude? Like, I don't understand that. But
that was just like for no reason.
Fashion thing? Was it a fashion thing? Was it?
I don't know, but that was like, I those were my two highlights: Little John and Her.
Yeah.
Was his socks to like shock the world because Janet Jackson shocked the world, and that was like his ex? Is he kind of like trying to get back at her, like low key, like shock the world with these socks type thing, or what was his deal there? You think?
Maybe somebody gave him some bad fashion advice. I mean, those socks were hideous, dude. Supposedly they were like Louis Vuitton socks, but would not wear those regardless of what brand they were. I mean, it was terrible. For me, dude, the overall halftime show I feel was a bit like subpar. It definitely did not hit any sort of excitement for me. The best part, and I say this in all honesty, the best part of the halftime show for me was the drummer. Did you guys hear the drummer going off?
I thought you were going to say when he took his shirt off.
That came in a close second.
Oh, second. All right.
The drummer was he was tearing it up, man. And it sounded like they were playing live, but
they were. Well, I mean,
you never know with those productions.
Mix.
The drummer was just going off. It was awesome.
Yeah. I thought his mic, like to LeBeau's point, as far as the sound, or somebody mentioned that, was kind of off in the beginning, because you can totally tell he was singing live, which I appreciate. Any artist that can dance and sing live. Did sound like his mic was dipping a little bit, but guys like us are going to notice that thing, like, because we were into music and audio and engineering and all that. My favorite part was probably the roller skates. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, just cool. Didn't expect that, but yeah, I would at the end of the day, what grade would you give it? I would give it probably a B-. What would you give it, Vince?
Yeah, I would stick around there, C+, B-.
Okay.
It's not one of the greats, but
yeah,
he is a good entertainer, but it's just, I mean, there's a lot of artists out there that were like just phenomenal on the halftime, but yeah.
A lot of people get mad at me for saying this, but I feel like the stage was too big for him. Not so much the physical stage, but the Super Bowl stage was just, he's obviously a big star, clearly. But I feel like the production just didn't rise to the occasion. I would give it probably like a C-.
C-. All right.
I was going to go with just a dead C. I was just going to go with the dead C. Like, it was average. That's where it was at.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, how about the commercials? There was a ton of good ones.
Let's talk about the fact that there was a commercial that I didn't really enjoy. So at the very beginning of the game, you're expecting like them to come out with these like blockbuster commercials towards the beginning and all that stuff. Did you guys notice that there was like a commercial at the beginning for like women's like menopause? It was like one of those medical commercials, dude. It was like the second or third commercial in. It was.
They're like, yes, we have the females here. Let's put out these commercials.
Yeah, and I was just so disappointed that they had even considered and putting it in there and all that good stuff.
You weren't disappointed that it was focused on the women. You were disappointed just in the fact that it wasn't like Super Bowl quality, right?
It was
just a regular commercial.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. It was.
You know what? Other thing, like there was a lot of like commercials that do like musical style commercials, like everybody's singing, and it's like, man, everybody hits on a niche. Is that
a niche?
Yeah, niche. How do you guys say it?
Niche.
It's both ways.
I think everybody gets on. I think it's pronounced niche.
Nice. Well, it's like either or either.
You have to open your mouth like that.
Either or either, right? Either or either.
But everybody jumps on the like, let's do a commercial as a musical niche.
Yeah,
and it's like it's overdone.
My second favorite commercial, though, and I think it was during the halftime show, was the Michael Cera lotion commercial. Did you guys see that one?
No. We've probably seen it, but
yeah, it's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious. You know who Michael Cera is? He's the guy from Superbad. You know, the not Jonah, the other guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And so he wears a beard in the commercial, and he is basically pitching a marketing or an advertising strategy to a boardroom full of CeraVe's executives. CeraVe is the lotion brand. Yeah, and it's hilarious, dude. It's just so over the top. And Michael Cera is like this mild mannered, like soft spoken dude. and that's actually another classic commercial. It may or may not be in the Super Bowl. I could be totally conflating, but it's a good commercial either way.
Right on.
Someone that got a lot of heat for their commercial was JFK Jr. I mean, not to get political or anything like that, but did you guys see that? Or was it Robert Kennedy Jr. or something? Is it? Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. Yeah, he got a lot of heat for that commercial that he did, because wasn't he like showing like a commercial from his actual uncle, John F. Kennedy? Wasn't that his actual like campaign commercial back in the 70s or something like that?
I don't even know.
I just remember seeing the commercial. It was like an old school's commercial, and it was boosting Robert F. Kennedy, but it was actually John F. Kennedy's campaign commercial back in the 70s, and he just kind of put his stuff on there. But he's taking a lot of heat for that.
I just thought there was a lot of out of place, like we all said, nothing Super Bowl like worthy, like these big blockbuster commercials that we're used to, you know.
Yeah. That Arnold
was funny.
Hilarious.
That was funny. Gotta love that.
How about Mark Wahlberg on the Hallow app when he was promoting just everybody praying? That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
I watched a video on that today, and over 1 million people signed up on the Hallow app to start praying on Lent, which was yesterday, as of the time of this recording, at least on Wednesday, on Valentine's Day. And so like there's like 1 million people committing to pray for the next week because of that commercial. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Can I play devil's advocate here? I got this inspiration from somebody on social media. Somebody posted, if you're spending $7 million to air a commercial during the Super Bowl, can't you do like a ton of good with that $7 million elsewhere, you know, in your community, or, you know, in the world of need, basically? I think there might be some people that agree with that. Spending $7 million for a commercial just doesn't seem like a great, you know, spiritually valuable move. But, you know, to your point, Joe, if it motivated how many people to pray, you know?
The video I watched was a million, and that was Jonathan Rumi and Mark Wahlberg on the Fox and Friends show yesterday when they did the interview. So Jonathan Rumi is the guy who plays Jesus on The Chosen. So
that's a whole other like topic we could hit on. I mean, we could go on a whole with just celebrities with Jesus right now and praying and seeking God. I mean, that's a whole other.
We'll definitely hit that at some point for sure.
And the money thing is a whole different topic too, Carlos, because to your point, like, yeah, you can do a lot of good with that type of money, but also there's other, like, would you call out a corporation for doing the same thing? Because like I have State Farm insurance, for example. Do I necessarily want State Farm paying $7 million for a commercial in the Super Bowl when I pay premiums to State Farm for my insurance? So I mean,
that's
there's
a great point. That's
like,
a great point.
I don't want them give me some of my premium money back instead of using it for a commercial for the Super Bowl, right? Like, so there's it definitely goes different sided too when you're talking about the use of money and the way you can use that money.
Or you could launch a business. If you remember years ago, that's how GoDaddy started, and GoDaddy is one of the biggest web hosting companies in the world right now.
Yeah, that was
and huge. They started with a provocative commercial on a Super Bowl ad, but now they have all kinds of web products. So something interesting that I found out, that I did a little research. I'm gonna show you a picture here of, give me a second here. We're gonna get better at this, by the way.
We're
sure. Here's Taylor and Kelsey, as if you haven't seen this enough, everyone. But here, I was curious to see how much money this relationship and Taylor in particular has made the NFL. And from what I read, and it kind of took an average because everybody had a little bit of a different number on this, but the NFL made approximately $331.5 million, almost $500 million from Taylor Swift's presence at football games. This is a combination, like her being on camera, her relationship with Travis Kelsey, social media, highlights, TV, radio, digital, print. Even his sales of jerseys went up because of that relationship. And so, what do you guys think? I mean, that's a lot of money.
So I tend to think that Taylor's like, she's getting the short end of the stick. You know,
using her,
she's not getting anything out of it. Like Travis Kelsey's jersey sales went up 400%, right? Something crazy. Travis Kelsey as a player and the Chiefs as a team have never been more popular, even though they were already popular. Now they're even like more popular among those, young girls that normally wouldn't watch football. And then on top of that, the NFL's cashing in. So what's Taylor getting out of it, right? Coming from the Swiftie of the group. I'm just asking a question.
Just
like, is there anything that she's getting out of the relationship?
So here's one of those half glass empty, half glass full kind of situations, because I think a lot of people want to look at like, oh, a lot of people just don't like Taylor Swift. And there's a lot of, understandably, people are just tired of that in their face all the time. I just don't want to see it anymore. She has nothing to do with the NFL. But half glass full, I seen a thing about like dads and daughters watching the Super Bowl together, kind of cheering together, and that's kind of cool. Having that relationship, between dads and daughters. I thought that was kind of cool. But does
it go both ways though? Does it go both? In other words, there's a ton of her fans that came to the NFL. Do you think the opposite happened? Do you think people went and Googled her and listened to her music who were current NFL fans who had never like maybe heard of her, but never really? Yeah.
I feel
like the streams at least went up, on
dads are all shaking it off in their car.
Dude, I doubt it. Seriously, dude. Like, men watching football are not going to go listen to Taylor Swift, dude. That's just
no. And that's
one of her songs.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. Here's what, from a business standpoint, if LeBeau, you were in charge of marketing for the NFL, and I said, LeBeau, I want you to make more money for the NFL this year, and you said, I got an idea, Joe. I'm going to take advantage of the relationship of Travis Kelsey, all-star, wide receiver, and Taylor Swift, and we're going to highlight that, and we're going to make money. And then I did the numbers, and I'm like, LeBeau, you get a bonus, bro. You did your job, right? From a business standpoint, did it not pay off? Did it not make sense if you're marketing for the NFL?
It definitely paid off to the NFL, like Carlos is saying. How to measure that and how to do that is probably a hard way to gauge, but I'm sure she's not lacking in any kind of attention whatsoever, because any attention whatsoever is always good attention. Absolutely right not. Even if it's bad, look at Kanye West. There's that type of stuff. I heard that another topic, which I actually heard that he bought a box seat or a seat below her at the stadium, and then she got wind of it because he was going to try to be in the picture every time that they showed her. He was going to try to block the picture. And so I heard that the NFL like literally banned him from even going to the Super Bowl, period. He couldn't even go.
Yeah, I heard that she requested that he not go or be kicked out. Yeah, I heard something like that too. I'm not sure what the truth is on that. How about
any publicity is good publicity?
Yeah. So how about this? I know for me, when football starts in our house, it's always, all right, I know what I'm doing Monday night, I know what I'm doing Thursday night, I know what I'm doing Sunday afternoon. Is there a hangover now for everybody? Like, what do we do? What do we do now? Carlos, what are you thinking, man?
There's definitely a hangover. Getting up Sunday morning, knowing that there's not going to be any football, making it through the week, right? Monday night, Thursday night. It makes for a longer week. So I think people definitely are having a bit of NFL withdrawal.
Yeah.
It baffles me. And of course, there's a finite limit that professional athletes have as it pertains to their bodies, right? So they can't play all year long. They can't play nonstop. Their bodies just wouldn't be able to handle it, at least not, at the pace of play that they compete at. But I would think that the NFL would find a way to engage their audience, in the off season a bit better, rather than just running reruns of games, right, from the past. There's so much money in it. You would think that they would hire some great marketing minds to figure that out.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's where The Rock and the XFL and the other organization, they merged, right? Does anybody remember what they called it? The
USFL.
USFL, is that what it is now?
Well, it's XFL or something like that now.
Yeah, they merged,
the
and I guess
I don't know.
I mean, and again, that's a separate business from the NFL. But I agree, Carlos. As much power that they have, and you would think there was some other stuff that they would do.
You think about all the commerce, right, across the NFL. You think about their merchandise sales. You think about the money that they make on the games, on the publishing of the games through the networks. It just seems to me like they would find a way, and it would prevent us, the fans, from having that withdrawal. But again, I don't have the answer to that, because at the end of the day, you are dealing with fragile bodies, right? That as it is, many teams can't hold a healthy roster as it is, just with the current length of the season, much less, when you think about extending the season. But yeah, there's definitely a sense of loss when the NFL, when the season is done. Absolutely.
I think the good thing, though, that isn't talked about enough, that they do highlight during the season, and then we'll move on. But I think a lot of them have foundations. And so, that like off season, even during the season, they're working with their foundations, whether that be visiting kids, raising money for whatever organization. So there's a lot of that going on. Not that would be something to monetize off of, but they're pretty busy. So to your point, Carlos, yeah, I mean, you're an athlete. You can't do that year round at that level. And so they need a break. So we got a new segment, and this one's going to be fun. You could tell by the smile that LeBeau just cracked right now when we I love that. Is anybody ready with the sound effect, right? Do we have sound for this? All right, this is our 90s throwback segment.
We got to get the bells, like the rock. Yeah, we got to get bells or something.
Yeah, maybe we just do the bomb. All right, the 90s throwback segment, fellas. Here's what we're going to do, and here's how it's going to work. I'm going to throw up some photos of things that we used to do in the 90s, objects, food, technology, and we're going to just react to it. So you guys ready for this?
Let's go.
All right. Don't all talk at the same time.
Be at once.
All right, give me a second here. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Can we see that? All right. Hello. Nintendo Entertainment System, the original NES. What kind of memories do we have about this?
Bro, this is where it definitely all started for our friendship. Like, I can't even lie at this right here. Like,
do you remember how some people used to play with the joystick like upside down?
Yeah.
With the buttons facing away from you as opposed to the buttons facing you. Like
our friend Victor used to play like that all the time.
Like if you close your eyes, you could feel your fingers on those buttons. Like I mean, we used to just be stuck on that thing, right?
Yeah. All right, quiz. I just thought of this. Who could tell me the cheat code for Mario's Go to get unlimited min?
Oh, everybody knows that.
To say it.
Well, it's not the cheat code for Mario to get unlimited min. It was the cheat code for Contra to get unlimited min.
Well, what's the cheat code for? What is it?
Down, down, left, right, BA select start.
Yeah. Everybody.
Are you serious?
But that was for Contra, right?
That's like Rain Man stuff right there.
That was Mario's right there. All right, check it out.
No. I promise, dude. It was for Contra, because Contra, you can do the code right before the start menu, and then, but for Super Mario to get unlimited min, you had to go to the second level. You had to go down in that tube, and then jump over to the top, and then you race off to the end, and then you hit that flag, and then you would get unlimited min.
All right, I'm gonna go with LeBeau because I feel like he remembers stuff a lot more than we do.
Yeah, definentely.
Yeah.
You know what I remember from that game from Duck Hunt is don't say that too fast, Duck Hunt.
And that's
what I remember from
Mario and Duck Hunt.
Huh?
This is the combo game that we're showing
Oh,
here.
yes,
This is
yes.
Super Mario with Duck Hunt.
But you know
Bro,
what I
the little
remember?
pistola, the little pistola.
Yes. So do you remember though how like unreliable that gun was? It
So bad.
didn't
You
work.
could point it like over to the side and you're still shooting ducks.
You still shoot a duck.
And then you point it right at it and the duck just passes by.
Yeah, it's terrible, dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a
Hey,
blast.
but it was our early tech. It was our early. How about our early lunch? You guys remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Come on. When they had that in the cafeteria, like who is excited? Come on.
I can like literally smell that piece of pizza right now.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the shape. That's the size. I feel like if you wanted an extra piece of, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was like $1.19 for like a second slice.
That
Like if
sounds
you had,
like a lot,
you had
dude.
free lunch. If you had
I
free
got it
lunch.
for free, bro.
And
Well, no, I know, but I think if you wanted
we
the
all got it
second
for
one,
free,
it
I
wasn't
think.
included in
Who got it for
in our
free?
punch card.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If and then if you want to talk about like lunch at Adam City High School, just a little shout out there that we used to go.
Come on.
Really what was for lunch was we go across the street to Biggs and we would get chimichanga burritos, dude. Remember those sweated like chimichanga burritos?
Yeah.
Dude, those were like the stuff.
The ones
right
that you
there.
would heat up in the microwave and they'd blow up on the side like a fish that you overfed.
Yeah, but he had them like already all heated up, like sweating out, like in the back. You remember that? Do you guys remember that? Okay. Carlos?
I don't remember. I do remember Biggs. I do remember Biggs, but I remember it for the wrong reasons because that's where everybody used to go to fight. Remember, because you couldn't fight like on school property, so they would just cross the street over to the Biggs parking lot, and that's where they would take out their frustrations.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Hey, check it out.
Do that.
Who had one of these or a version of one of these?
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Man, that
boombox.
Yeah, I didn't have that high tech of one. Like the buttons, like you would really have to press down, especially if you were recording a song off the radio. You remember that? When you would hear a song on the radio, you're like, "Oh man, it's gonna come on! It's gonna come on!" Then you
try to
that
time
song
it just right.
Record your mixtape,
from the radio. Yeah, that's right.
Mixtape, boy. Yep. Come on.
And you used to get that rolled up piece of paper and stick it in the little hole because on your on your tape
to record over it, right?
To record over it,
keep recording.
Because if you break the little tabs, then you can record on it.
Then you're done. But then you're like, oh man, I need to record something. So you stick that little piece of paper,
and then when the clear
little spot.
The clear cassettes, when those came out, those were the bomb. Like, because all the cassettes were like solid, and then they came out with the Max L ones that you could see through.
Yeah,
those are pretty sick.
You used to call in to get the songs you wanted to get recorded. Like, you used to call in. Remember the box? There used to be like a thing where it like had like numbers across the bottom of the screen, and you would call like a 1-800 number, and then you would request a song, and then it would play, and it'd come across
numbers across what screen?
Your television screen.
Oh, I don't.
What?
Yeah, on television. You guys don't remember the box?
The box, like a TV radio or something?
No, dude. It was called the box. It was a channel on TV called the box,
which was a radio station.
Number, which is a radio. Well, it was a.
Like, did they play music and then you call the number to hear the music on the TV?
Yes, they would play music, and you would call the 1-800 number, and it played the song. And then when you called in, you can request the song. So at the bottom of the thing, it would show like this song, and it would say requested by LeBeau or whoever requested the song. It was a whole station like called the box. You guys don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
No, dude, you were ahead of your time. I will tell you though, there was a secret. There was a secret to good mixtapes, and that was the quality of the cassette that you used. Like if you used whack cassettes, you would not get the crisp sound. So you had to be really careful about what you recorded on.
Yes, the gold ones.
The gold cassettes.
Those were like hi-fi.
Yeah,
those were like borderline CD quality right there.
Yep, as close as it gets to CD, right? But if you got them from Yellowfront in Commerce City,
it's like
Yellowfront.
All right, all right. How many had one of these in their car? None of us smoked. I don't even know if that's the right one to show right now, but unless, yeah. But that was, if you're watching this, like that is how you lit your cigarette in your car. You pop that in, pull it out. Do those exist anymore?
They still do exist, actually, dude.
Really?
You can buy one.
Really?
In what cars?
You can put it in almost any car. You just plug it in and you push it in and you hold it in, dude. It still works.
So in today's modern world, that is where you plug in like a USB or your external power stuff, right? But you can retrofit something like that, or what? Is that what you're saying?
You can buy it at like at AutoZone.
I just remember they got really red, super red when you there was just heated up the coils in there, and then when I had a sister that would smoke and she would use that, just light it up right there. All right. What about this guy? I don't know who uploaded this right here.
I actually uploaded this, dude. This is the weirdest thing ever. This is the strangest thing ever, right? Like, do you remember? This is dumb because it says pay toll photo enforced, right?
Yeah.
You used to go up to the tolls and used to throw change into one of these. Do you guys remember that?
You still do that at some of the tolls out here in Florida.
Yeah, dude, Vince and I were talking offline, and we were like, "Who uploaded that?" And he said, "They still exist."
Why does this even exist? Like, you literally, this, like, dude, talk about the most barbaric, most like oldest technology ever. You're getting coins and throwing them into this like thing, and it's photo enforced if you put the right amount of money in there.
Yeah.
Dude,
so if you've never seen one of these, this is you had to stop at a toll. You couldn't just pass it up and the camera take a picture and you get the bill. You would literally have to slow down, roll down your window, and toss coins into this. They would fall down that hole and it would automatically count it.
Yeah.
And they
I think
still
this
exist.
is more of an East Coast thing though, because you see a lot more toll roads on the East Coast than the West Coast, if I'm not.
But this is really where technology was, like, compared to what we have now. You just put a little pass on your car and you're good to go. But that was the weirdest thing to me. Like, you would roll up to one of these and throw coins in it, dude.
Yeah.
So we're wires on your telephone.
It almost looks like a toilet, right? Like,
yes. It reminded me of that lion at where was it, at Lakeside, when you throw money in its throat and it roared or whatever? I don't know. Lakeside, shout out.
Yeah.
Lakeside.
All right, check it out. One more for the throwback segment.
Yeah, this is the ultimate.
Come on. That was actually the second generation of the pager, right? Because the first one
it was. First one you had that. This one you could take out of the clip. So the first one, it had the clip on. These ones had the little like holder, and you took this out of the clip. I mean, you were bossing if you wore this thing.
This was this one was definitely the best of all pagers. This one right here, this exact model.
Mm-hmm.
It was like at a point where
were we able to send text messages through these things? I can't remember, or was it just numeric?
We would send numeric numbers, but we would, instead of putting a phone number, we would type out like Bible upside down with letters or whatever, or something, whatever. Like, you remember that? It was just the actual message made up of numbers.
All I know is if you had a pager when you were in high school, you felt important. You felt wanted, especially if it was ringing.
Yeah.
This technology changed.
When that thing was buzzing, you're like, oh, who is that? Everybody. Can you hear this?
It's Mom, 911. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's how you would text. You would put 911.
Yeah, I mean, unless you were slinging, I mean, why did you need that thing?
Right.
But at that time, we're like, at that time, we're like, technology is not going any further than this, because this is the peak of technology right here.
And it changed actually rapidly, dude. When we first got pagers, you would just text the number. And then if you upgraded to SkyPage, remember, someone would page you, so you would call SkyPage. You would actually call SkyPage. You would talk to an operator, and that operator would be like, yes, can I send your personal message to this person? And then they would text the message to that person. And then it went to the digital display and then it went to the two-way pager. Carlos, is what you were probably more referring to.
Yeah, the two-way.
Yeah,
you know what phone was
my
favorite phone of all time? It's not a 90s theme. Do you guys remember the Sidekick from T-Mobile?
Mm-hmm.
That thing was awesome. That was probably my favorite phone of all time.
Remind me what that looked like, because I remember the name, but what did it look like?
So you would like flip it thing up, and then it would like flip out, and then you could text people with the keyboard. It was like basically like a two-way pager, right?
Okay.
But it was a little bit more sophisticated because it was a cell phone, but that was dope.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to have to evolve this, or that should be another segment of the 90s throwback for sure. If you're watching and you want us to review, or you have pictures you want to send us, please do that. We have a link tree, by the way. You can go to the top of our YouTube page and find us on Instagram. Find us, find this page. And then we also have a merch shop that LeBeau's sporting right there. Check it out. Boom. Merch shop. You can go get the Kings of Monaco t-shirt in any color. I think there's a ton of different options, right?
Ton of different options.
You got the Spider-Man version. All right.
Spider-Man version right here. They didn't have orange, my favorite color. This was the closest I could go.
Oh, okay.
They have hoodies, they have women's, they have kids, like anything you want comes to you super fast. I actually got this in 2 days. I paid for overnight shipping and it came like the next day. So definitely I want to give a shout out for that. You can pick up your Kings of Monaco merch.
Right. How's the quality? Right on. Quality pretty good.
It's actually really good quality. Actually, it's pretty thick, and I think the printing is actually really decently put on there. So.
Right on. Sweet. All right, we have one more. Go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was saying follow our link tree. You can go right to the site.
Yep. And then we have our if you want to shout us out, Kings of Monaco at gmail.com. We're breaking the wall, Carlos. Breaking the wall. But here we have one more segment that we want to have some fun with. And again, this thing is ever evolving. And we want to go. This is called is somebody ready with something that sounds decent right here? This is called the Then and Now segment.
Yeah.
What the heck was that?
Dude, that was terrible.
That was like somebody they said to play, and then they said, no, don't play. Right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Something happened. All right.
Dude, this is where we take a quick hit, like the Johnny Cash or Johnny Carson quick hit.
Yeah, that's not fun. This is where we take TikTok videos and we watch what was and what was then, and then we talk about what is now. Like what did we do then, and what do we do now? You guys ready for this? No audio.
I don't know. Are you?
We're just gonna. Yeah, I'm ready. We're gonna just watch the video. Let's take it.
Oh.
Dude, that was my phone right there. Those big buttons.
Are we commenting on these, Joe, or no? Or what are we doing here? It's free to comment.
It's over like in a couple seconds. Oh, look at the brick phone.
What is that? A message machine?
Machine. Dude, that was crazy.
I remember the cord at my house was always like a mess. It was like a health hazard. It was so ratty, like all twisted up and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, did anybody have like that super long cord where you can literally pull it to a room?
I mean, like Joe
had.
So
everybody understands, this is like we're talking about a telephone, a wired telephone, no cell phones. This was a phone that we had to be at home to talk on, right?
So one thing is like I remember Joe was the first one with his own line. So when I say that, he had his own number. Like it was like Joe had his own cell phone.
Well, that was
his family.
That was actually my brother's. I inherited that number from my brother. You know, if truth be told, he had it, and then when he moved out, I inherited it. So
really?
So how did your brother convince?
286-1181, dude. I remember that number. 303-286-1181.
1181. Yep.
I remember that. What the heck? That just like came to my brain.
Dude, how did your brother convince your parents to get him a separate phone line in his room? Like that's some magic Jedi stuff right there.
Well, he was into Star Wars for sure. But I think he paid for it. I think like he was working in high school and paid for it. I don't even remember like what an extra line back then cost.
At Pizza Hut, he was working.
Yeah. Pizza Hut. I remember that.
I worked at
Pizza Hut. It wasn't Blackjack Pizza. No, it was Blackjack.
Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Yeah,
was it the one by the racetrack or no?
Yeah, it was the one off of Highway 2.
Yeah.
Dude, I delivered pizzas from there.
Yeah.
We used to go there after baseball games. Remember? Little League Baseball. We'd all go to that.
Pizza Hut.
Go to that Pizza Hut.
Yeah. I worked there for a while just making pizzas because my brother was a delivery guy. So he got me a job there.
And that's how it got shut down.
We'd be prepping pizzas and there was this guy working next to me on the little prep line. And there was this time where I put a pepperoni on each shoulder like that. And we had those like polo shirts that said Pizza Hut, embroidered or whatever. Yeah. And I forgot, like, I don't even remember what happened. I just remember putting pepperoni on his shoulders. And then like the next shift or whatever, he had like the grease stains on his shoulder. There were a circle grease stains.
Pepperoni.
They didn't come out. Yeah, pepperoni grease. Yeah, it was. Dude, that's what I remember about that job. Yeah,
travieso, bro, travieso.
I know.
So I'll give you guys a funny story about Pizza Hut. I went into work once. I was still in high school. I was probably maybe a junior or senior, maybe. And anyway. It was my turn to go deliver. I was cruising in my Oldsmobile. Remember my low and slow Oldsmobile?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was my brother's.
What sticker did it have on the back? There was a sticker on the back.
Low and slow.
Oh, yeah, low and slow. Yeah.
With the real rag top, like it was a real raggedy top.
And it had like rainbow tint or something too, huh?
No, it was just dark, but it was old, so it was faded.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so anyway, it's my turn to deliver these pizzas.
I could still smell that car.
As I go pick up these pizzas, all the homies at Pizza Hut are like, yeah, you better come back to work. I was like, what the heck? Dude, it was a delivery to the local strip club.
The landing strip, dude.
The landing strip.
Yeah. That's like the only one that was in.
I think it was on somewhere, right?
Time my mama knew that.
Back over there. So anyway, I get there. I couldn't even go into the club. Like the guy, I had to ring a doorbell. I felt like I was doing something legal, which I actually was because I was underage. But the guy had to come out and pay for the pizzas. And I got back and the dudes were like, oh, it was hilarious. Hilarious.
That's funny. That is so funny.
It was next to the Mountain Man restaurant over there.
Yep.
Off Quebec.
So speaking of like jobs when we were younger, Carlos, you remember that job me and you got together? And I'm like, I think I was washing dishes, and they look at Carlos, they're like, hey, you why don't you come cook something? And he's like, what?
Well, they asked me, they're like, can you cook? I'm like, I cook every day, which I didn't. And they put me as a chef, like
I remember this
kid. And dude, it was the most stressful experience I've ever had. I screwed up a ton of orders. And anyway,
it was Charlie. Charlie was
here's why I lied though. Here's why I lied. The reason I lied is because, and Vince can vouch for this. Dude, when you wash dishes, that water comes out like,
oh my goodness,
like
so hot. Yeah,
dude, it was so freaking hot. I had
to regrow my skin over the like next year.
Dude, it was so bad. So I was willing to lie to like get out of that situation. Like,
here's the irony of that whole thing, that Carlos and for the most part we didn't grow up that privileged, right? And for sure, like we have some episodes that we're going to play, some retro episodes where we talk about how we grew up. But Carlos acted privileged, like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to do that. He acted like he wasn't. It was like the opposite of how he grew up.
Dude, there's like, no way I acted privileged. Get out of town.
He's like, I mean, there's like 50 orders just lining up
Dude,
No, and I remember
bad.
Vince
It was
having that
bad.
job for like quite a long time, and the boss loved him, and he was a hard worker. And let me get my friend Carlos a job, and let me be embarrassed by that.
Dude,
Like,
that next day, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to let your friend go.
I remember.
I was there. I literally was there for 2 days. One day washing dishes, and the second day cooking, and then I was out.
Did you get paid?
Yeah, I got paid, but
Yeah.
dude, it was.
Vince, you worked there too?
Yeah, I worked
He
there
got
for like
me the job,
2
dude.
or 3 months.
Where was it?
It was a truck stop. What was it called?
Yeah, truck stop. It was like
I
truck
don't
stop.
even remember. I don't
Yeah.
remember what the place was called, but it was like one of my first jobs. And
I remember Vince always wearing like that white t-shirt, undershirt when he would work. Right? Didn't you have like that white t-shirt on when you
dude,
worked?
I don't even remember. I just remember my skin had to recover for like a year though after
After that water.
Oh my
Dude, if you were
goodness.
hungry, you could just chew on your fingers. They were cooked by the time you got home.
Messed
It
up
was
that
bad,
Carlos
dude.
left. That's messed up that Carlos was left you, dude, and was just like, you know what, I'm out. I'm not washing dishes. Go ahead, Vince. I'm gonna go
Oh
cook.
my God. All right, I got another one. This one's a quick one. Shouldn't take now when I play these, you don't hear audio, right? Just so I know. You're not
Yes,
hearing it?
no audio.
Okay. All
No.
right. That's where it's like blasting in my ears. I'll have to figure that out. But check this out.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was
Everybody
Vince
tie
all
rolled
the
their
way,
jeans, right?
dude.
Dude, I still do that.
I don't doubt it.
Yes.
He said, "I
Oh
still
my
do that."
God.
But you
No,
know, it's funny
so-
though. Fashion
And
is
I
like,
see kids doing that still.
yeah. I was gonna say everything is cyclical, dude. Because now it's like, yeah, you see kids doing that, and you're like, we used to do that when I was in high school. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, they started doing it again. It always comes back and there's like a little twist to it though. Like there's, you know, something freshened up about it, but it's really the same thing that we did before. You know, like you have all these artists now singing and remixing old songs from the 80s and all the you know,
time.
this generation now is like loving it. And like, dude, we wrote those songs. Like
You think about like joggers, dude, Nixits. Those were Nixits back in the day. That's
yes.
what, people are wearing joggers now. Those were Nixits, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
Going down to
Nixits,
merry-go-round and buy me some Nixits, you know?
No, that's
Yep.
true.
It is true. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what we didn't go through growing up that evolved as we got older was the slim fit jeans, right? The like we never did that, right? That I remember that we never wore the real tight jeans that kind of came later.
LeBeau wore those at night at his house.
Oh no, but no. Here's our version. We wore spandex, bro.
Oh my goodness. LeBeau
With the
had like
stripe on
every
this
single
side.
color spandex there was. I
They had,
remember
like,
this dude.
If you
All
can
of my
remember,
Spandex
if you
had, like the stripes on the side, like the colored stripes.
yes,
Yeah.
Or black with
LeBeau
stripes on
had
the side.
every
We would
single
wear
pair of spandex there
oversized
was.
t-shirts with spandex shorts.
No, we would wear the
teenage
shirts
girls
that
wear
had the
now.
holes, dude, like the football shirts that had a bunch of holes in it, dude. We'd wear those with spandex.
That was
LeBeau was wearing back then what teenage girls are wearing now.
Hey,
Don't hate, bro. Don't
I've
hate.
always been a part of fashion, bro. I've
I
always
know,
been a part
dude.
of fashion. I don't know what to say.
You're like
yeah,
setting
LeBeau's the
trends
guy
left and right,
that
man.
he if there's like a jersey that comes out, he gets the one that's the special edition that just comes from only one place in the world and has a piece of gold on it or something. Yeah, like, he's that guy.
Sure.
Yeah, so
I will say though, I never wore spandex ever.
never did it, huh?
Nope. No
Bro,
thanks,
you used to borrow Joe's spandex.
Oh, dude.
Yo, you did, dude.
Never. Dude, I would not wear
like
I borrowed
it
his
would be like
jeans. I borrowed
Bermuda
his
shorts if
I
he
stole
wore
his brother's
if
I
he
stole
could
his
wore
brother's
Joe's
Jordan.
spandex, it'd be like all wavy.
No, dude, never. Never.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. This was fun. We had our little Super Bowl recap. We had our 90s throwback. We have our then and now. We're gonna get better at this, but we're gonna have little segments. Do we want to to close out, do we want to talk about why we haven't released episode 1 and 2, or want to save that for later?
No, let's save it.
Okay. There is an episode 1 and 2. They are already recorded, but we'll tell you why as this thing continues to grow. We appreciate everybody listening and just showing us some love. We'd love it if you'd sub and comment and all that fun stuff, and share it with somebody who might appreciate talking about what current events and old school stuff, and then hearing a little bit about our lives, as interesting or not that is, right? Any last words, guys?
I love you guys.
This is fun, right?
Definitely.
Spandex and long shirts. Love it.
All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.
Yep.